Welcome back to Real and Retro. I'm Steve, and I want to talk about what's happening with the online auction sites and how that's going to affect my way of thinking about buying toys. Let's get into it. Okay, so over the past couple of months, there's been a sort of shift I'm seeing on our online sort of sites that I go shopping on, the likes of Whatnot, Vinted, and eBay. And especially with the announcement from eBay in the last couple of days saying that they're now going to be putting buyer fees on items bought from private sellers and stuff like that. So, which I'm assuming is going to be the same way as the buyer protection from Vinted. Now, Vinted has had a historical reputation for being quite cheap, but since they've now allowed the so-called professional sellers, not just the professional sellers that had a private account on there, the prices have skyrocketed for certain things, which means that the fees have gone up and stuff like that. So it's no longer that cheap. And for me, the shine of Whatnot has sort of died down. I'm not into this community reselling sort of chatter, you know. If you haven't sold an item in 5 minutes of being on Whatnot, I'm out. You know, I'm not one of these people for half an hour discussions. And you sellers that do that, and those that are in the community that do that, you know who you are. And I'm sorry, you've probably seen that I'm no longer buying off you on Whatnot, where that's where I got the majority of my stuff from. So, going back to what I was talking about. Now, as you can see, I've got a small collection around me, and it's mostly vintage stroke, just bits that I like. You know, the Tron figures aren't vintage, but they're from a film that I like. I've got quite a lot of G1s, Power of the Primes, Combiner Wars, the older Transformers, so there's not very many of the new stuff out there on those shelves. Now, when I say it's going to change the way that I collect, it's changing my mindset of how I'm going to collect. So, in the past, I would have bought something like this thrust here. Now, this cost me a pound from a friend of ours in a shop, but what I might have done is that I might have bought this online, and as you can see, he's missing the wings, he's missing the tail bits there, and he's not complete. However, I would have normally went and bought the bit. What I have gone and done though, for 20 quid, I got a G1 thrust with the wings and the tail fin. So that's the one I've got. That's the new one, the newer version. Well, not the newer version, the original version, newer version for me, complete as a plane. So he's missing his hands, but he's never going to get transformed into a robot. This one might get transformed into a robot. But yeah, for 20 quid I got that. Plus, I got a dirge with this one as well. This is a G1 dirge, and you see he's got the wings. So that got me thinking, how much would it cost me to get the wings for these parts for thrust for this one, and then is it worth trying to resell this one or just transforming this one and passing it into a robot? But then that got me onto another issue. Welcome to Scorponok. Now, Lana got me this for Christmas. Now, we were lucky to pick up the body for £5. Okay, now, without all the attachments, the body's anywhere between £20 to £35, depending on the condition and the stickers and stuff. Your top end, you could be talking 60 quid. Complete with all the accessories, anywhere between £200 and £300 for Scorponok. Now, what I have started doing is buying the little attachment bits. His gun, that cost me £10. The ramp on the back cost me £10. So what I've had to do now is that I've had to go and buy the other bits. Now, he's missing the other ramp, that side ramp. He's missing the 2 leg shields that go on either side here. He's missing the other 3 guns that go on here. Now, I'm quite happy just to get another one of these and put it on the front, because the way it's going to be displayed, you're not going to see he's missing the 2 at the back. And most importantly, he's missing his shield that goes on that side. He's missing the rifle that goes here. He's missing the head. He's missing Zorok, his head, and he's missing the helmet as well. Now, he's never going to be transformed into the base or the Scorpion, because I just haven't got the space for him. As you can see, he's quite a chunky monkey compared to the smaller Transformers, and that's without his head. So what I'm planning on doing, or what I have done, is ordered all the spare bits. Now, you're thinking, how's that going to affect? How's the buyer's fees going to affect me? I'm not saying that I'm going to be an expert in all of this, but I'll put on the screen now all the additional bits that I've paid and bought for Scorponok. I'll put them on the screen here. And bearing in mind, most of these are without postage because they're on eBay, and they're without buyer fees because they haven't come in yet. And you can see the prices of the little bits here compared to me buying something that's already complete. And with the fees, is it worth me buying a complete Transformer, which means I'll be coming off eBay to do that? There's other sites and other places that I can buy these toys from. Collectibles, sorry, not toys. I have to... the collectibles, they're not toys. There's other places where I can buy these collectibles from. Toy shops, Starbase 55, Geek Place in Birkenhead. You've got Manic Miners and Warrington. All great friends of mine that I can go and buy these from. That cuts down postage, it cuts down fees. I'm supporting local shops who are also on these selling sites, which will be getting hit by less traffic coming through them, because the fees that they're going to be expected to pay are now going to be passed on to me, which means that I'll be looking at these more expensively. And will it price me out? Like I say, I've spent, just this week alone, I've spent £120 for accessories for Scorponok, which makes him complete for a robot, not the Scorpion. So altogether, he's cost me about £140 to get this done. Add on the seller's fee, the buyer's fees on that. Would I have been able to do that? Now, if my reselling friends out there can tell me if I've got this right or got this wrong, I don't know. Just fill me in. Leave a comment on the video and let me know if I've got this right. But it is certainly going to make me think if picking up a £1 bargain is going to be worth spending £30 to get the tail fins and the wings for it. Because I've got down here, another one I've got here is the thundercracker, G1 thundercracker. Do you know when something goes out of your mind because you're trying to talk about something and it's not quite Transformers? A G1 thundercracker and the G1 skywarp. That I'm going to do the same. I'm going to buy the accessories. Now the G1 skywarp wings are £30. It probably wouldn't cost me that much not much more to buy a complete skywarp. Same for thundercracker, So I've got these here. Now these were bargains when I picked them up, but they're no longer going to be bargains to buy the spare bits if we're starting paying fees. Now, Vinted was a last resort for me because of the buyer fees. Although the items were cheaper, the buyer fees plus the postage on top of them put it a little bit more expensive than eBay. But if I couldn't find them on eBay, I found them on Vinted. I'm going to have to go elsewhere for me vintage toys. That's just my thinking anyway, but let me know if I've got that right or if I've got that wrong, or what your views on. If you are a collector, what do you do? Do you buy part and then complete it separately, or do you just spend the additional and buy the completed for what you're going to display it as? Like I say, I know he's not complete before anyone says you're missing his missiles, you're missing his fists. He's complete for me for how I'm going to display him on the shelves here. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are, if I've got this right, I've got this wrong, etc. I'm Steve, you've been watching Real and Retro. Don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.